Hey spider lovers, it's Patricia from TarantulaHeaven.com, and I have Spidey hanging out in the back of her tank, so I don't think you're going to see her much today. She's been totally inactive. She's kind of in her winter hibernation mood, so over the last 3 days she's only moved like an inch. So I hope she'll move for you, but probably not. But anyway, getting to the point of this video, we are going to talk about whether or not Tarantula's fangs can be removed. More experienced tarantula owners might already be like, well, duh, like, of course not. But I'm gonna reveal some info toward the end that you might not know. So this is more for beginners, but there might be some information that you might find useful. So a lot of new tarantula owners want to know, or more specifically, when they're thinking about getting a tarantula, they're curious to know if tarantula's fangs can be removed, because a spider bite can be pretty intimidating, especially one by a tarantula, and particularly a more advanced species, because there are a lot of reports about how harmful these spider bites can actually be. And so thinking about the fangs being removed can be kind of take that intimidation factor away. So to make this useful for beginners, I want to explain the function of tarantula's fangs and to show you just how important the fangs are to begin with and why you shouldn't really wish for a tarantula without its fangs. So the tarantula's fangs have a huge function in its ability to thrive and to live. So the fangs not only puncture its prey so that it can be paralyzed, but the fangs also hold the prey into position and close to the spider's mouth or sucking stomach so that the spider's digestive juices can turn the prey into kind of like a soup so the tarantula can eat it. Because they don't have like teeth like we do, or like a mouth like we do. Their system works a little bit differently. So if you are thinking about defanging a tarantula or seeing if tarantulas can be defanged, you shouldn't really wish for that anyway, because you would really be hindering the tarantula's ability to survive and just act like the way that the spider should be. So that's something you shouldn't really want anyway, no matter how intimidated or scared you are by fangs. And something that you should also know is that you can't really remove a tarantula's fangs. For tarantulas regenerate their fangs with every single molt unless there's a very serious medical issue with the tarantula. So even if you try to pursue a defanged tarantula, in a few weeks or months, depending on how old the spider is, it's going to have fangs again. So I should mention that. Now, I should note that there are always exceptions. For instance, some tarantulas do actually lose their fangs in a bad molt. So in those instances, the tarantula's survival is basically on the owner. A tarantula in the wild that loses its fangs through a bad molt probably won't survive, but if a tarantula has a very caring owner, and I'm going to link to a bunch of videos in which owners have definitely nursed their tarantulas back to life until their next molt and they could regenerate their fangs. It's entirely possible that a tarantula can survive not having its fangs, but you definitely need the intervention of a very capable and caring tarantula owner who will help the spider get through this rough period. So where does this myth about defanging actually come from? So this is perpetuated a lot by local pet stores who care more about the sale of these animals than the actual care and husbandry of them. So for these stores, basically they just want to sell them and push them out of the store and regenerate their profits as fast as they can. So they are going to tell you that the tarantulas have been defanged, or give you the idea that they can be defanged and that it's totally safe for the animal. So that's why I don't recommend local pet stores anyway when you're getting a tarantula, but it's a popular option for a lot of beginners, so don't be fooled by that. But in the worst cases of animal abuse, sometimes pet stores will actually go as far as defanging their tarantulas with either clippers or scissors, just so that they can sell them. So for these new tarantula owners, this is a really interesting process to go through, because their tarantula will probably either die because they don't actually know how much the tarantula needs its fangs, and they don't know that they need to be feeding the tarantula manually if it doesn't have its fangs. And also because the tarantula is going to regrow its fangs anyway if it does happen to survive that period. So yes, sometimes tarantulas are surgically defanged, and this is very abusive for the animals, and I really wish that there were harsher punishments for this kind of treatment of animals, because we all know that if someone had done this to a dog or a cat, that wouldn't fly at all. But unfortunately, there's not many people or organizations advocating for these animals. So just be aware of that, if a pet store is trying to tell you that a tarantula can be defanged, or that they have defanged their tarantulas, that these people are obviously abusing these animals, and that this is not a place that should be having your business. So long story short, can a tarantula's fangs be removed? Yes, but no. Yes, through very inhumane practices that should count as animal abuse, because it definitely is abusive and hurting the animal. But no, they actually can't, because a tarantula who doesn't have huge medical issues will definitely regrow their fangs, and they might even regrow their fangs faster, because sometimes tarantulas who have major injuries go into a sort of emergency shed where they'll try to molt right away. So they will regenerate their fangs, bearing that nothing's really wrong with them medically. A tarantula should never be defanged, and if you are thinking about getting a tarantula and you're looking into defanging or looking up whether tarantulas can be defanged, or seeking advice from a pet store that says that this is possible, you might want to rethink whether you want a tarantula or not, because for the health of this animal, they should never be without their fangs, if you can control that. And you might want to think whether it's a really good fit for you, because these animals do come with risks, very serious ones, and they do need to be treated with respect. If you are really that worried about being bitten, or worried about a tarantula so much that you are looking into defanging and other unsafe medical procedures to make the spider more safe for you, you might want to reconsider, just because it's definitely not in the best interest of the animal. So anyway, I hope that helped. I hope you found that useful. And if you have any questions about that, definitely leave them in a comment below, and I will do my best to answer. And I would also love to know if anyone has had any luck as far as nursing a tarantula back to health after it lost its fangs in a molt, and how you kind of got your spider through that, because I think that that's really awesome. And if you would like to see some videos of tarantula owners nursing their spiders back to health and feeding them manually, definitely give the blog post in the description a look, because I have a lot of great videos of some really amazing people who have totally help their tarantulas out, so it's amazing. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe. I do put out videos every week, and you can also visit the link in my description for my tarantula newsletter, because I always put out tips every single week. It's called my Tarantula Tuesday newsletter. And I am also in the process of creating a tarantula magazine, so if you would like to learn more about that, you can definitely visit the magazine's Patreon page, and I am also looking for submissions, so definitely check that out. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.